Welcome to Grizzly Habits. Today we have a 2022 GMC Sierra 1500 AT4 Limited and a GMC Sierra 1500 AT4X. Now these trucks were ordered nearly identical for the features that were available, but let's see what the differences truly are for the $10,000 extra that you pay for the AT4X. And being honest, the AT4 still has some advantages. Let's see what they are coming right up. But before we get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the bell for the constant notifications when we post a new video about the AT4X. Power plant between the two trucks are the same and nothing's really changed with that. It's the 6.2 liter V8 and they both do as equally of a good job towing and as bad of a job with fuel mileage. But aside from that, the front of the truck looks drastically different. On the AT4X, you can tell that they've done a full redesign with the new matte black grille tied into a headlight redesign and a fog lamp redesign. The front end of this truck looks a lot beefier. They've shrunk down the fog lamp so you get a little bit more bumper showing, and they've even tied black trim to wrap around the side of the truck. So that white on black look just looks really good in this color package. They've stuck with the red AT4 tow hooks, which I think is a classic, and I don't think you'd want to go too far away from that. But all in all, the front end of the new AT4X does look girthier. It just looks a lot wider, and I actually don't know if it is, but it looks that way. It's a good looking front end redesign on the AT4X. So heading over to the side of this truck, the only really difference on the AT4X is the new 18-inch gloss black wheels, which actually look really good compared to the stainless and black on the AT4. Personally, I'm a fan of the white and black combo, so I think it ties in really well with the colors of this truck personally. And I'm glad they came out with the black 18-inch wheels for the AT4X. Otherwise, we did order the side steps, which are available on the AT4, but this AT4X came with the high clearance side steps, which are great for the off-road if you're going somewhere where you might need that extra ground clearance. These ones are rhino lined, really heavy duty. So if you scrape up against a rock, it's probably not going to dent or ding. So they're pretty durable if you want high clearance steps on your truck. Definitely recommend these ones. Looking at the truck though, this is where we have one of the disadvantages, I'm going to call it, to the AT4X, where on the AT4 you have the keyless entry all the way around. There's the little silver button on the door handle. For some reason the AT4X didn't come with it on the rear, and the AT4 did have that. So I don't know if that's because of microchip shortages or anything like that, but it is one thing where I've thought, like, why wouldn't you include it on the rear doors? I used it quite often on the AT4, so I'm going to call that one of the disadvantages that we find, and there's actually a few more with the X, but all in all, the X is a great truck. Another thing we noticed, and this was because of the back order with GMC, is that the truck was shipped incomplete without wheel well liners. So the truck just looked unfinished. So we went over to huskyliners.com and we ordered a set for the 2022 GMC Sierra 1500, and they actually bolted on perfectly. So we plugged those in because it just feels like it's missing something without those rear wheel wells. And again, GMC did credit us because they weren't able to assemble those on the truck when they shipped it. So coming around to the back of the truck, not much has changed other than on the AT4X, they've hidden the exhaust. And from my understanding, the exhaust is actually tucked up underneath for a little more ground clearance. I don't know if I'd be doing anything too risky in my truck where I'd smash the tailpipes coming out of the back of the AT4. But it is nice that they are hidden up here. One thing I've noticed when we hook up the trailer, since the exhaust is angled down, the fumes actually kind of settle and blow out of the way. Whereas with the AT4, when we hook up the trailer, those fumes come straight out where you're trying to hook up the trailer. So I don't know if there's any thought from that, but that's actually one thing that I've noticed that I really like with the exhaust pointed downward. Otherwise, everything is the same. However, the AT4X is supposed to come with the kicker audio, and once again, we are missing one feature from the build sheet on the AT4X. I don't know if this is due to the back order for the microchips. We will follow up with the dealer, but it was a little bit of a disappointment that the AT4X was supposed to come with the kicker tailgate audio system, and of course this truck does not have that. So the outside of the trucks are actually fairly similar. A few upgrades aesthetically to the AT4X. They've made a couple changes that we really like, but you haven't seen the inside yet. This is where the differences lie. The main difference comes on the inside, where they've made a major upgrade with the AT4X with a complete redesign end-to-end. GMC has made the attempt to build a luxurious yet capable off-road vehicle, and in my opinion they have. They've completely redesigned the infotainment system, giving you a lot more screen for different parameters you want to be viewing while driving, whether that's towing, tire pressure, engine temperature, transmission temperature. Now it's all visible on the very large dash, along with being including Google Play, where you have onboard Google on your car with built-in apps and maps. Aside from the tech, they've moved some things around. Now the start-stop button is a little bit different from your typical circular start-stop. They now have a shape here, like half of a triangle, that's now a stainless steel button. They've moved the electronic brake controller down by the gear shift, along with the gear shift down from the column to the center console. And I really like this because if it's really windy and you need to adjust your trailer brake, or you need to squeeze the brake just a little bit to straighten the trailer out, it's nice having it right here at your fingertips, whereas before it was hidden kind of down underneath the dash. So imagine tense driving, white knuckle driving, you're trying to reach and get to that trailer brake controller, where now it's just easy to find right next to the gear shift. So I really like the new location of the trailer brake controller. I love the digital shift. It took a while to get used to it. Every now and then I'll still try to put the vehicle in park by reaching up to the column, but it's nice that it's now electronic shifter down here, down below. And on top of that, the leather and the interior is completely redone. The seats have been redesigned with a textured leather grain. Not only do they have new leather with the white trim and the red inserts, they include massage, which there's nothing better than driving down the road on a long road trip and getting a little bit of a massage while you're driving down the highway. So big upgrade. I'm a fan of the seats, and they are much more comfortable. Another major upgrade with the AT4X is the suspension. It comes equipped with the electronic DSSV shocks, which automatically adjust depending on the terrain. There's a much smoother ride, especially while off-roading or driving down that long dirt road to get to your campsite. Additionally, it comes equipped with the front and rear locking differential, which gives you the added edge to get out of that sticky situation. Last but not least are the paddle shifters on the steering wheel. It's really cool they've added this to the AT4X, especially because when you're towing, finding that right gear on a steep incline, even with that big 6.2 motor, it comes in handy to be able to switch gears while still holding onto the steering wheel. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and that bell button for notifications of a new video.